So
What did you do to Stefania?
Stefania is, like I said, she's Sergio's daughter, and she's also a designer for Luxottica. And she is very excited to, speak to and see all of you guys together, and to SCAD and to Long and to everybody. I mean, if it wasn't for you guys really taking on this role, um, and helping us in the United States, I don't know what we would have done. So we really thank you so much for all your enthusiasm and all your efforts with the Sergio Cereda Eyewear Design Award. We did get an incredible turnout in Milan. We had a lot of students that submitted, and the main stage was taken over, and they closed everything down to announce that winner. So it was really something else. But let me give you to Stefania so she can say hello.
Hi everyone, and
Ciao, hello, hello.
ciao, ciao, ciao. Nice to meet you. And yeah, it's been a very interesting and fun experience, even though it's been also a little emotional, obviously, for our family because my dad passed away not even a year ago. So it's bittersweet, let's say, but we're very glad as a family that Harvey had this vision, because through the award, it's almost like, leaving the legacy that he left for all of us, and remembering him and his work, and hopefully, through the eyes of the new designers, we will be able to put to good use what he left us. So it's as Ingrid was saying, it's a pleasure to see that you guys have an eyewear dedicated class, right?
Yeah.
That's so cool. Is it a new one? A new
Yeah,
class?
it's new. So we launched it in fall, and right now this quarter here we will make the announcement soon. It will become a full eyewear minor. So in this case, I think we as SCAD here, I don't know, we have an accessory design program, and that covers kind of the four pillars of accessory for us. So it's eyewear in this case becomes a very strong part. We have handbags, footwear, and then sneakers. And so in this case, eyewear minor will be the next program that we add into our our collection. And in this case, I think, of course, I think we're very excited in this case to introduce students to this new, not technically new, but new in terms of a new program that we figured out didn't really exist. And I think it's very underevaluated, especially when we think about how important eyewear has become. I mean, not only because I have to wear them, but I think just because we always wear them wherever we go, it's can become a part of our lifestyle and our personalities. So I think in this case, I think it's very exciting just to see how students discover this category for themselves, just because it's so easy and hands-on. You put this on your face and you have a connection right away. So we're very excited to introduce and work with you on this.
That's great. Well, good luck with it.
So I think Sophia knows why we're here, but Steffi, would you like to do the
Where
honors?
is she? I don't see you, Sophia.
You don't
Where
see
are
her?
I'm right
Look,
here.
wait,
I'm
why
right
can't I see? Oh, now I do. Yes, sorry.
here. Hi.
Hi. I just heard you're going to go study abroad.
I am.
Where are
Yes.
you going?
I'm going to Milan, Italy.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yeah.
Which school are you gonna be studying in?
Well, it's both Lacoste, France, which is where we like SCAD has a campus there. And then for Design Week, we're doing an excursion to Milan to go to Design Week, and we're going to Ducati and Lamborghini as well. So we'll be all around like Modena.
That's so fun.
Amazing.
When do you leave?
I leave on Thursday.
Oh,
So,
okay. Yeah, because
yeah.
it's a Salone del Mobile, right? You're gonna go for that. Oh, that's great. Yeah, you're gonna
Yeah.
have a lot of fun.
I love the connection between the luxury motor cars and eyewear. We do a lot of work with Optyx, with Porsche and
Mm.
Hamptons, and it's just always such a great collab.
Yeah, it's and it's very like, it's always been. And I remember actually my dad in his studio, he was passionate about cars, and he has a lot of, and Ingrid, you've seen, he has a lot of books on cars, because it's interesting that elements from the, details from the cars, the automotive, are really, for some reason they relate well to eyewear as well. So
Yeah.
The
that's
design
cool.
language
You're
is
gonna learn a lot.
Amazing.
Well, so I
Yeah.
guess surprise. Sophia, you are the winner
Oh my
of
God.
the
Oh my
2025 edition of the award.
Woo!
Congratulations.
Woo! Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
get so
Congratulations.
emotional.
I know.
I know. Oh my gosh, thank
So
you.
congratulations, really good job, really, really good job. It was interesting for us to see the difference in the approach between the Italian schools and the American school and SCAD. So it was a very fun activity for the jurors to view the projects, understand them, and then very difficult to assign the winners because there were a lot of good ones. But you deserved it. So congratulations, and I hope you will use the monetary prize in the best way to foster your future studies and endeavors.
You're gonna buy a Lamborghini.
Well, at least she can
Make
afford the
down
eyewear.
payment.
Exactly.
Wait, so do you want to say anything as her instructor? I know you were an integral part of this, so we thank you as well.
Yeah. I'll keep it short and sweet. I mean, it was a new thing for us when they kind of asked us to do this eyewear class. Like, my background is industrial design, so you kind of feel like you can do anything. You just need to understand the subject matter and what you're doing, do some research, and so we kind of approached it from that way. And Sophia, she's just naturally she's a go-getter. She's gonna tackle the challenge and really go above and beyond. So I think you saw that in the project too. But yeah, we just, push them to be curious and to really just like kind of explore a lot of different things. And then when if they have the tools, if they can draw and sketch and they can problem solve and handle ideation and concepting, and then when you put the 3D tools on top of it, 3D modeling and Rhino and printing, you really can get some really robust concepts. So it was fun, super fun class. And we're running it again now. We have a full, I think we have 16 students so far in this class.
Oh, yay.
Yeah,
That's
it's going
amazing.
really well. But it was a pleasure to teach the class. So thanks for this.
Oh, that's so great. And I'm so happy for all of us all around. I think it's
Yay.
there's one other thing I wanted to just mention is that obviously, this is David Friedfeld. He's one of our jurors. He's coming in a little bit late, but at least he's here.
Still yay.
Steph, do you want to tell them a little bit about the your father's workspace in Italy?
Sure, yes. So the studio is still as it is, as it's always been, and as my dad left it. And it's a great space where we are, and David has been there, and ciao David.
Hi, David.
And Ingrid as well, with the rest, with my sister, my family, Harvey. And, now we are in the process of evaluating the best way to archive everything. So we want to create almost like una biblioteca dell'occhiale, meaning like a library for eyewear, or like creating like a space where eyewear designers, students, passionate, the people who are passionate about design can come and view what is there, get inspiration, learn, experiment. So we're trying to again, it's as I was saying before, because it's very recent, my dad passing. We're still we have, it's taking some time for us to process everything. So we're still evaluating how we exactly we want to organize it. But the idea is also to have the students from the award, eventually to come and be able to really touch and feel the material. And there's drawings, there's samples, so there's different, there's books, there's magazines. So
Yeah, it's such an
it's
impressive space to be in. When I went there to the office in Italy, I had seen pictures that we were posting and creating websites, and to actually be there and you open up these closets and it's the first designs for Chanel, for Chrome Hearts, for Armani, that he actually sat with Giorgio Armani. He was the first one to design Chanel. It's like, holy crap, like this is something. This is something else, right? So Sophia, so next year what we're doing is we're collaborating and making it a global award. So we'll have a first prize, a second, and a third, and then the winners will be allowed to go to that studio. So I just want to let you know that you would be invited in that group if you so chose to, come with them when the winners are announced next year. It would be a great thing for you to go and see too.
Yeah,
That's
that sounds absolutely incredible. And yeah, thank you so much for that opportunity. I would be so enthralled to go there and look through all of the archives. That sounds incredible.
Yeah, it was really, and I'm not a designer, and I was even really taking and trying on all the prototypes and just
Oh,
things
wow.
that are
Yeah.
so old that are so cool right now.
Oh, I
So,
bet they weren't 3D printed prototypes. I bet they
no,
were no.
no, no, no.
maybe probably some of those as well somewhere in some drawer, but no, mostly not.
David,
Oh,
would you
that's
like to introduce
incredible.
yourself? David Friedfeld, our juror extraordinaire.
Oh, it's
You're
muted.
on. I can't hear you.
You're on mute.
You're on mute. Is he just smiling? Take
No,
yourself
no,
off.
no, no. I'm good. I'm good. First of all, I apologize for being late. I had another meeting on my calendar, so I had to back out of that meeting. Um, so just as a quick reference for those that don't know me, so I'm the president of a family-owned and operated business in the United States. It's 76 years old. So I did have the good fortune of meeting Mrs. Cereda once or twice. I also was a competitor with, Viva, which is where he worked for many, many, many years. I know Steffi, I know Ingrid, and within the last year or two, I became more friendly with Harvey, and he asked me to be on this committee. I would say that what Ingrid just said about the studio and what Steffi said about the studio, speaking now as a person who knew a lot of the frames that were introduced, because I've been doing this for a long time, and Steffi knows and Ingrid knows, I was blown away
Yeah.
uh, by looking at products that I remembered from the 1980s, 90s, and after that, and to be able to see the original inspiration, the hand drawings, which I think are incredible, and even some of the emails that went back and forth. So I told Steffi there's a famous designer, the name escapes me right now, in Paris, where the museum is part of the art studio and it's where the person lived. It may come back to me by the time we get off the call. And I said, this is the same thing. I mean, at one point, Steffi said, and my dad had his desk right here because the light would come in at a certain time and he could view the colors the best way. And I was like, oh my God. And that's exactly what this other designer had in Paris, a clothing designer.
It was Armani,
Quite,
something like, doesn't
no, it wasn't Armand. No,
Armani?
no, it's a French designer. It's now passed away, but
Oh, okay, okay.
I'll get the name. I can Google it while we're talking. When it's not my turn to talk, I'll Google it. But the part that was incredible is that for anybody, a person like myself, experienced frame, I won't say designer, buyer, any young designer or anyone in the middle, the inspiration from this gentleman was incredible being in the space. And I found it very really inspiring to be there. So I would say the same thing is true. And, we have a lot of good ideas to how to have, Sergio's memory be respected and also as to be a learning for other people going forward. And I think that's what, Steffi and Ingrid are talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's something really exciting for someone to experience that, especially if that's your passion. It would be like every college that has an eyewear design program should take a field trip there and spend
Yeah.
a couple
Just
of days there. That's how crazy it was. But yeah, so I mean, I would love to collaborate a little bit more with you guys, in the future and hear about your program and when it launches, help you spread the word in whatever way we can. And then also when we announce the criteria, which we're almost done, in the press release that's going out today, we are telling people that we're announcing in June 2025 the criteria, and then the submission deadline is November 2025, and then the winner is chosen in Milan at Mito on the main stage in the end of January, beginning of February.
It will be very exciting because I think so in Poland, I think we have like 3-4 classes all together who participate this. So I think we're definitely going to have a high number of students for participation.
Yeah, so I did look it up, Ingrid. It was the Yves Saint Laurent studio in Paris.
Oh.
It's an incredible, that one's too, but I would tell you for an eyewear guy, Sergio's was just as exciting for me because I'm not a clothing guy. I can appreciate it, but it really was, I mean, again, the Yves Saint Laurent, they had the bolts of cloth that he last was using before. And the same thing here, Steffi would say to me, and this is where my dad was making the style right here. So
Exactly.
it's really pretty cool.
No,
And
no, it is cool.
both are similar. Both are similar.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
very cool.
Well, Sophia,
Thank you.
thank you so much for your efforts. You did such a great, you worked so hard on it. Would you like to, tell us what your inspiration was before we jump off?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to express my gratitude again. I'm so grateful for this opportunity and for this for this opportunity in general, and then the added on studio next year. It's truly incredible. It's a dream come true. I did not think I would be here, so that's amazing.
Um,
Um, and yeah, my first time designing eyewear was this fall. I took Professor Mac's class. Eyewear class is the first class that we offered at SCAD, and it just perfectly meshed a lot of my interests that in a kind of serendipitous way that I didn't expect. I'm from an industrial design background. That's what I'm studying, and I love 3D modeling and I love the technicality aspect, but I really also equally enjoy fashion and wearables and transforming a user to, like feel a certain way or become a certain type of person even. And eyewear just perfectly mixed all of these things, and like I said, like a pretty unexpected way that I'm really grateful to have found it, and I can't wait to pursue it. This is the first time I'm hearing about the eyewear minor. That's incredibly exciting. So so that's awesome. And yeah, for the piece that I submitted, my main inspiration was women in sports. I have been a long time fan of the WNBA. I think it's so fantastic, the exponential growth that happened this past year in women's sports, specifically the WNBA, with like Caitlin Clark coming in and Angel Reese. I'm from Chicago, so I've been like a Chicago Sky fan my whole life. And
great.
yeah, and I think that seeing women role models in a way that's very strong, very powerful is very it's just refreshing to see in the media. And I think it changes a lot of perceptions and preconceived notions about women. in the industry and just the expectations put on them. And I think that there's a huge, huge opportunity in the space of women's sports to become more fashion forward and creating specific products and accessories that are tailored towards athletic women. Because in the past, all of their uniforms and all of the clothing, everything
man
sporty
thing.
related has been either male or just unisex. And I think there's just a huge growth opportunity with fashion and sportswear. And that's something I'm just really interested in. So I took the inspiration from birds because I think that birds are kind of like mirror this women in sports aspect of like they can be perceived as very like elegant, but also they're like one of the quickest animals alive, and they're super agile and they can like hang upside down and like do all these crazy things. And so that was my main inspiration for the design aspect of the glasses. But I'm excited to just, keep going on my eyewear journey and keep exploring. So thank you so much again for this opportunity. I'm incredibly grateful. It hasn't set in yet.
You're very
Wow.
welcome, and it's very well deserved.
It is, and so eloquently said and well thought out and like very meaningful. Wow. I'm so glad you said that. That was amazing. It just makes me more excited to get your banking information in a few minutes.
Well, hopefully I'll get to meet some of you guys in person next year.
Definitely.
That would be incredible.
Sophia, where do you live?
I go to school at SCAD in Savannah, Georgia, but right now I'm home in Chicago. I'm about to go on a study abroad for the next 8 weeks in France and Milan. So,
Okay. So, because I was going to say certain places around the country. I mean, Steffi is in New Jersey, I'm in New York, but certain other places, depending on where you live, might be easy for us to also expose you to other eyewear. Like, in Chicago, there happens to be a designer that I know that's really, really, really sharp. Steffi, you probably know Nico Rossolier. No, you don't know
No,
him.
I don't know him.
Oh, he's awesome. He might just be someone, that'd be interesting to meet. There's also an eyewear factory in Chicago. Again, I know the president there. Might be interesting for you to visit. Now that you're going to France, whole different thing. But when you're back in Chicago, I would tell you Savannah is a great place for a lot of other things, but eyewear isn't one of them.
for sure, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I might find myself in New York sometime this summer as well.
Yeah, let us know.
That'd be
Let us
great.
know.
Oh, you have to let us know.
Yeah,
Okay, I will.
definitely.
We have a lot of fun here in the summer.
I know you guys are like Chicago. Like Chicago's like, I'm like, oh, visit during the summer, you'll love it, but
Yeah.
don't come anytime else.
I just want to thank you all again for this incredible opportunity. I think for us as a school who wants to support student careers in creative disciplines, I think it's really amazing just to have the opportunity to work with the industry, having in this case the opportunity to showcase the quality of the work of our students, and having the first class and winning this prize. I think it's really a true way just to honor in this case the legacy of Sergio, but also in this case, of course, continue what we do best, educating students for this career. So thank you again, Ingrid, Stefania, David, for this opportunity.
Sure.
Yeah, this is amazing. And to think remember it just all came from that one little excerpt in the Vision Monday, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I called him that day. I'm like, I need to talk to you.
Perfect.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Such a
you.
great
So
day,
nice to
such a
meet you.
pleasure.
It was great to
Sophia,
meet
let
you
us know
guys.
when you're in New York.
I will. I'm probably gonna come later in the summer, like around August. So
Perfect. We'll make
Yeah.
sure that we'll meet in person. Thank you again, everyone.
Thank you.
And
Okay.
wonderful. Thank
Bob,
you
can you
guys.
do me a favor? Can you send me Sophia's cell phone number?
Yeah. So you can just
I can send it to you too, either
yeah,
one.
just send
Oh,
it to,
I can.
send it to her.
I'm going to disconnect. Bye,
Okay,
guys.
bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao,
Do you want me to
ciao.
give it to you right now?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
Do you want me to just say it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I can give you mine.
Oh, okay, yeah, that works.
Yeah, sure. It's 516 503 3971.
Okay, perfect.
All right, great.
Cool.
All right,
Awesome.
thank you.
Yeah, I'll
Thank you.
shoot feedback.
Congratulations again.
Yeah.
Talk to you
Thank
soon.
you.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.